take a jab at lesson 2. Lesson 2 will still be part of the basics, just trying to understand what you know and gauge where you are. So today we're going to talk about the months of the year, days of the week, days of the weekend, a birthday. We will also be putting in these boxes anything that correlates with that season. So spring, you got flowers, and then you got your months that are for spring. Now, this can vary. Some people based on where they live, but we'll try to have at least the same idea of the months that go into each season. So let's go ahead and start. Nombre y la fecha. Can't get credit if you don't have nombre y la fecha. No hay bloque. Alright, so the first box says La Primavera. La Primavera. That is spring. So, what months do you believe spring has? I personally said Abril, Mayo, y Junio. April, May, and June. That's my personal idea and taking of the spring months. The next box says El Verano. El Verano. Summer. So, summer months. I said Julio, Agosto, y Septiembre. Julio, Agosto, y Septiembre. July, August, September. You could also put in there the beach, which is playa. You could put in there, what do we do in the summer? Trips, viajes. No school, no hay escuela. Just some ideas of what happens during el verano, summertime. The next box is el otoño. El otoño. Otoño is fall. Fall has the months of Octubre, Noviembre, y Diciembre. Octubre, Noviembre, y Diciembre. October, November, December. My opinion. During those times, we see leaves changing. We see some places start seeing snow. Nieve, which is snow. We have Halloween. I don't know if there's a word for Halloween in Spanish. But the next day in November 1st is Dia de los Muertos. That's a very big celebration in the Mexican culture, where they celebrate past the passing of others. Dia de los Muertos. So those are some things that happen during el otoño. You see, otoño has the N with the tilde on top of it. So that N doesn't say el otoño, it says el otoño. That N has a very strong letter Y sound to it. Eñe, otoño. Okay? So now the last box is el invierno. El invierno. Obviously, that would be winter. And winter I have down here enero, febrero y marzo. Enero, febrero y marzo. January, February, and March. I believe those to be the winter months because here in Colorado, ain't nothing but snow during those months. Bad. Alright, so those were the 4 seasons of a year, including the 12 months in a year. So, los meses, the months, and then we put each of them in their seasonal category. The next box says, el mes de tu cumpleaños. El mes de tu cumpleaños. So if you break this down, you will understand mes means month and cumpleaños is birthday. So this is the month of your birthday. For me, el mes de mi cumpleaños es mayo. I am a Mayo baby. So if we wanted to take it up a little notch, we can say what our entire birthday is, and mi cumpleaños es el 2 de mayo 1986. Now, I hesitated on giving the year because sometimes it'd be hard to put them numbers together, I ain't gonna lie. But I said 1986, but the way you're supposed to say it is 1986. That's how you're supposed to say it. That's 1986. But I said 1986. Might not be proper, but you could work with it. You would get away with it. They would know what you're talking about. So, again, that was just to amp it up a notch. And then the last 2 boxes we have are los días de la semana y el fin de semana. So, los días de la semana. I start my week on a Sunday, so we're gonna start with Sunday. Domingo, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes y sábado. Domingo, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes y sábado. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Domingo is Sunday. Lunes is Monday. Martes is Tuesday. Miércoles is Wednesday. Jueves is Thursday. Viernes is Friday. Sábado is Saturday. And with that, we also said el fin de semana, which on here they have viernes y sábado. So whatever you consider your weekend, Friday, Saturday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday for me, so sábado y domingo, but my week starts on a domingo, so whichever one make it personal to yourself. Make this easy for yourself. So it can be very easy if you just correlate everything that you're doing with what you're saying with what you're doing. So again, that was our lesson number 2. Basic introductions just to see where we are. Again, when we speak face-to-face or virtually, we'll go over numbers, we'll go over the alphabet really quick, letter sounds, and then work on one of the 2 worksheets. Again, seems pretty cool to me. Hopefully this will help your conversational piece. If you are trying to write an essay or a book in Spanish, I am not your gal, but I can help you on your road to fluency just for conversational Spanish. So, again, soy la maestra, Bella, and looking forward to working more with you. Later.